What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. Seal, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great, bro. Just trying to set this camera angle up so I can get all this new stuff I got at the fair.
Yeah, if you're looking at the
That's
YouTube,
it.
then Seal's studio is starting to look pretty good, starting to come together. Mine is still awaiting a move to somewhere that I can actually put a studio up because California doesn't offer apartments with nice studio walls.
Yeah, this
But
is definitely temporary. My internet was acting up, so I reset it and I figured might as well take these things up.
right,
for-
yeah. So before we get started, though, I want to give a shout out to the family of Colt Brennan. The Hawaii quarterback broke a lot of records. He passed away today, 37 years old, in a rehab center. So, I mean, he's been struggling for a long time. But I remember him. Were you too young to be watching him play?
I
Because
remember.
we were probably in high school, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, setting all those records. So it's sad to see someone like that go down. But yeah, he had a bad drinking problem. I know. I don't know if he did drugs too, but yeah. So I don't know what he died from, but prayers up to their family. Hopefully they doing all right.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then you have Sam Ellinger's little brother, Jake Ellinger,
Yeah,
being found off campus at Texas
yeah,
over the weekend. So yeah, it's people die every day, but it's always something. It makes you get a grasp on it happens to everybody when people like that, and some nostalgia as well
yeah. Some
with
people that
both.
you actually remember too, like
And
when
the
a
ugly
legend dies, like
dark,
it's
like the Hawaii jerseys now are pretty fucking cool,
yeah,
but they're still pretty much the same. But those loose old see-through Hawaii
yeah,
Rydell jerseys, he made that team really damn good.
yeah. So prayers up to both of those families. Hopefully they. It sucks because Sam Ellinger was just celebrating getting drafted too, and it's now his brother doesn't get to live that life at all.
Yeah.
Um, but let's move on to a few happier things. We got some actual good shout outs coming up too. How about J. Cole gonna be playing basketball, heading to Africa, playing for Team Rwanda? Do you care or do you not care?
No, not really at all.
But so he gets to play, which is cool. I mean, he said his dream was to play. The Africa Basketball Africa League is not that highly touted of a league, I would guess, but he gets to play. We could probably go play in the Basketball Africa
Didn't
League.
he have some kind of sort of like video put together a couple months ago that got a little bit of hype?
Yeah, because he was like
And
doing
he
a
can play.
tryout thing or
He's
like
like
a pro
six
day
two,
type
six
thing.
three, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
like he
good,
can
and he's
play.
played in like the celebrity games and stuff. He's good,
Yeah.
but yeah, so we'll see how he does because they'll tell us. I mean, not that we ever would watch the Basketball Africa League, but um, maybe he'll do something. Maybe he'll do pretty good. But yeah, shout out to him. Hey, dude, follow your dreams. We might roll back around that to the end of the podcast, but yeah, good job, J. Cole, doing things. Um, but another shout out is your boy finally comes back, brings it full circle. Another guy coming back to play the game that he always loved and always wanted to play. Tim Tebow, getting signed as a tight end. We pretty much knew it was going to happen as soon as they tried it out. Urban Meyer's not going to let him go. What do you think about this, Tim Tebow?
I'm excited for it. It's a lot of flag. What's that? He's not a bum. He's really fucking good. Devin Bush.
Mm,
He said, "I really got Jacksonville circled on my calendar now. He's in before Kaepernick. One, Tim Tebow's not going to be a quarterback. I
right.
could see if anybody wanted to start that dumb fucking argument if that was the case, but he's not taking the position away from Colin Kaepernick. And last year, he's the one that had the things for Kaepernick to do good, and he moved it himself
Right.
because he wanted to be the the I don't know, control his own destiny and shit, and really end up fucking himself. So I'm over that argument, and it's been what 8 years now
Yeah,
since Kaepernick's been in the
it's kind
league.
of not
So
an argument anymore.
that's gone, yeah. And for that to even come up and be a reason for these players in the league nowadays to try to get pissed off, like there's been a lot of flack around the league today, and ESPN and all these networks saying that he doesn't deserve it. For one, the man got 2 rings for Urban Meyer.
Right.
For two, he got him a job at Ohio State. And for three, he made him about a 50 to $100 million. Like, I mean, yeah, he kind of did it himself, but that freshman year, we're probably not winning that national championship, and that junior year, we're not winning a national championship
For
without
sure.
Tim Tebow.
For sure.
So
Listen,
yeah, he
whatever, man.
deserves
They
it.
wanted to sign him as a tight end coming out of college, so it's not like he's just signing him because he's Tim Tebow. Like,
Yeah.
he's still an athlete. He's been doing AAA baseball, so he still
He's
can,
still
or double A,
240 pounds.
yeah, so he's still an athlete. He can still play. He can still run. It's not like he's been sitting on the couch eating Cheetos for the last
Yeah.
5 years. So I'm excited to see what he can do. I'm not sure how much he'll play, but I know he won't get cut. They're not going to cut.
Are we both?
Tebow,
Yeah.
but
So we're both in agreement. He'll make the 53-man roster.
yeah, for sure.
It's just, and with definitely Shad Khan too. He's not ignorant. His ears aren't deaf to the fact that Tim Tebow is going to generate money for that team. Ticket sales, jersey sales. So yeah, there's no way that guy is getting cut.
Yeah.
Not
Do I
gonna
think he's going to be Travis Kelce, Gronkowski, Zach Ertz? No, I don't. But do I think there will be a few packages where he can do some stuff? Yeah, totally.
He's gonna be that Hayden Hurst type guy for the Falcons who comes in and just kind of runs around and pushes some people around, and every once in a while he gets him a 10, 12-yard catch and makes
I doubt he'll
couple
be a
moves.
blocker though, which is kind of, I mean, I don't know how he blocks.
Well, so
but
we just got the best blocking tight end in the draft
Right.
at Ohio State, and we have from last year we still have Eifert, who has turned himself into a
Yeah, he's
solid
okay.
blocking tight end
Yeah.
since he's always been a dual threat tight end, but since his injuries, he's known if he's going to get playing time anymore, it's not going to be going downfield. It's more so going to be in run protection, pass protection, and chip blocking and shit. So we don't really need him to do that.
Right.
Just come out and go in the seam, and he's big enough and strong enough to just make a little bit of room and catch 3-4 yard balls. That's all we need from you. And hey, who knows? Maybe we'll get a couple of jump touchdowns thrown.
Yeah, they might try to pull out the old like broken eye form and stuff where like he'll be the fullback, Mike Allstott, these guys, a couple of
annexation of Puerto Rico on too.
Maybe like a wildcat direct snap where he can do the jump pass, something like that. So there's definitely a lot of options for him, and I think in the preseason we'll get to see those options. I don't know how much we'll see.
I don't know how much of that we will see in the preseason, because what I'm thinking in my mind, taking shape in this team of what we have on offense, Etienne, right? Etienne. That's why I kept going to you last time, but I'm way more sober this time than I was.
Right.
But yeah, Etienne, he's going to end up going everywhere, I think. That's why he's going to be more so the third down back, but I can see him lining up the slot and all that stuff. Laviska Shenault, he lines up everywhere. He lines up in the backfield about as much as he does in the slot. So I see that happening. And I feel like with our offense, we're just going to have a lot of interchanging pieces, and we have a lot of depth on offense and defense with through free agency. So I just see him seeing a lot of fresh legs. We might have the best team. We might not have the best players at every position, but we have really good players all around, and we have fresh legs all around. So I can see that being just a whole bunch of people coming in, interchanging, and we're going to see different line, kind of with the Chiefs. You don't know where you're going to see Nicole Hardman. You don't know where you're going to see Tyreek Hill. You might have Travis Kelce lined up in the back and some kind of wishbone looking at shit going on. And that's kind of how I see all our offense shaping into being. And Tim Tebow is a really good fit with that, because he wasn't ever a really good quarterback in the league. But let's not forget that TT to DT for the TD to beat the shitty ass team they were playing. So yeah, I mean he can throw the ball, and he's been playing baseball, so he still has his arm strength with him. It's not like a quarterback coming out, and so that's just even thinking of the options outside of being a tight end, because we both know he can play tight end. It's just he hasn't played football in 5 years now.
Well, yeah, and the knock on him being a quarterback was his slow release. But if you're in those trick plays, you're not expecting him to get bum rushed to where he needs to worry about that release. So as long as he has time to release it, his arm is good. That wasn't the problem. It's just the fact that he takes 3.5 seconds to throw the ball. But that'll be fine if it's off like a bubble screen that he just throws back or something. So it's exciting to see.
I'm really excited for that, dude. Really, really, really excited for that pickup.
Yeah, me too. There was another football thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, shout out to DK Metcalf coming in last place. No, but sticking with it. Did you see the video of his run? He was right there on that dude that was beside him, but he ended up running like a 10.38 or something, which is awesome. I mean, that's a fast run. But yes, it was last place in his heat. I think there were 2 people that finished slower than him in another heat. But
there were a couple people that were there that were saying he could have came in like 5th, 6th, 7th place if it would have been like a 60 meter. Like he was
cooking for sure.
Yeah, and to have at least 40 pounds more than every other person there.
Yeah. The guy who won though ran like a 10.03 or something. Like he blew him out of the water. But
yeah,
he wasn't expecting to win. He was expecting to go do his thing, and he did that. So I wonder if we start to see more people like Tyreek and Hardman and those guys say, you know what,
I feel like
we can try.
Tyreek knows he could.
Well, yeah, Tyreek definitely knows he could because he's done it before.
Yeah, Tyreek is definitely an Olympic athlete.
Because he was in the qualifiers before he went to the NFL, right? He was in like the Olympic qualifiers. I don't think he made it, obviously.
The thing is, Nicole Hardman also too was a track star, and he, if he wouldn't have been drafted, that was his second thing was track and field.
Right.
But a lot of these things you always see in the Olympics, every single year, people just ripping hamstrings and having to go through years of rehab just to get that back. And for them, that gold medal for their country isn't worth their fucking $15 million a year.
I mean, maybe
it's not the same for
the basketball players like to win their gold medals, but
that's in their sport, you know.
Yeah,
that's not them. That's them going, and they also with basketball, the Olympics and basketball, they Nike endorsements, all that extra money they make, and all that shit.
And the gold medal is a little more guaranteed in basketball than it is in
track and field. It's probably not too much glitter and gold attracting you to go do it.
True.
But yeah, to try out, why the hell not?
Yeah,
but also
it was good too, so.
A little bit more football news. We are going to have overseas games this year. Oh shit. We didn't know if it was going to happen. I was hoping the fuck that it wouldn't because that always
takes like 3 games from y'all.
It takes a home game away. They're thinking about adding 2 games now that we have an extra game, having 2 of them overseas.
Right.
If they make both of them home games, there's going to be a lot of pissed off fans.
Well, it'd still only take away 1 home game from what you're used to.
No, we're only adding 1 game right now. That extra game isn't. We're only doing 1 extra game right now.
Right.
So if they make us do 2 home games over there,
right,
that 1 extra game could be slotted as an away game. So we'll only have 6 home games that season, even with the fucking extra game during.
Make the extra game your London game, your second London game, whether it's home or away.
No, that's what I'm. But we host at London.
Right,
always.
I know. Yeah,
we always host at London. Now this year we're going to be in Tottenham.
But I'm saying only schedule the London games when your extra game is a home game.
That would be fine with me. Even if we fucking win away games, that's fine with me. As long as we can have at least 7 games where every team's used to having fucking 8 home games except the Jaguars. It's bullshit. But
well, that's because you're the London Jaguars. What are you gonna do about it?
Fuck you. But yeah. So I mean, I'm down with it. But it's us and the Falcons this year. I forgot to mention
the house that Bortles built.
Jaguars and the Falcons that are going to host at Tottenham this year. We used to be in Wembley.
Yeah,
we're going to be in Tottenham's arena this year. So new place, new region, and I'm excited for that aspect to see who shows up. A lot of people usually fly out. There's probably about 15-20% Americans that show up.
Maybe we'll go fly out. Just kidding.
I'd
if you want to send some money our way to go.
We couldn't even get to fucking Tennessee to watch a game 12 years ago now. Holy shit, time flies.
To Memphis?
Yeah. Oh, it was Memphis, right?
That's Tennessee. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's Memphis.
Yeah, that's right. I remembered I went and I saw that bitch way out in the field, and I was like, that's the stadium away from everything? Why do they fucking talk about Bill Street and shit? It's 30 minutes away from the stadium.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, it's close enough.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, when we're to Palaca, we can talk about Jaguars, I guess.
Exactly. We talk way further than they do. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully you guys still get your 7 home games. I can't imagine because they know which team has 9 home games before the season, right? Before they have to make their schedules.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just
we don't know. So right now, all we know is like for every team, we know who we're playing. We figured that out a couple months ago. Now we know who's home and away. May 12th, I believe, is scheduled release at 8:00 at night. And when we figure out when and where that is. So now we're going to figure out which London game we're going to fucking have.
Gotcha.
And like most teams don't mind it because that's their away. Like the fans don't
Right.
care. It's more so the players that are annoyed by it that they have to go there. But
Right.
to always constantly be the hosting team, it's really annoying, and we just extended that contract.
Yeah, but I mean, it's annoying for you guys, but it's very cool to see a lot of the people in London, like the actual Londoners, are Jaguars fans now, which is pretty
A
cool.
lot of them.
So you guys got a lot of fans. It's pretty cool. They show up, they show out for those games. So at least that part of it's cool from an outside perspective. But yeah, as a fan, obviously, you
Yeah,
want
they
to be able to
really
go to
do.
games.
I think we've lost one game there was against the Cowboys, and the whole fourth quarter they were booing.
Yeah.
It was fun to see.
No, it is cool. So hopefully you get your home games. Are you trying to go to some? I know my brother has tickets.
I want to go to the Bills game,
Mm.
just to see Josh Allen. He's going to be one of the greats, and one of my old coworkers, he's a Bills fan. That's really the only home game that entices me. They're going to be a big matchup. They're going to be up in the AFC again, probably the top team in the AFC.
Yeah, for sure.
The way the Chiefs going. Oh shit! Who signed Fisher? Was it the Colts? I
I
saw
don't remember.
somebody signed Eric Fisher. I forget who it was.
I just saw that he got cut. I didn't see who signed him.
He got signed by somebody, but yeah. Oh yeah, the Colts signed him. But yeah, so that's really it that I want to go see. I think we had the Bengals at home. We got a couple good matchups. Good prime time. I think we play the Jets. That could be a prime time matchup. Just Zach Wilson,
True.
Trevor Lawrence.
True.
But yeah, we're slated to have a couple. My over under on prime time matchups is 0.
Right.
Because the league hates us.
No, Trevor will get you one before you guys are 0-7.
I hope I hope that we'll end up playing the Jets within the first 3 or 4 weeks.
Right, because then they'd do that.
Because that would be awesome. It's going to be a 1:00 game, of course.
I'm trying to go to.
How about Amazon Prime solidifying Thursday nights for 3 years?
That's pretty cool, but I don't have Prime, so it kind of sucks. But that's pretty cool. Shout out to them. I'm trying to get out to SoFi. It's probably going to be a Chargers game just because they're cheaper, and the Bucks don't come out to play the Rams this year. So I'll just go to whatever cheapest SoFi game that I can find just so I can get to that stadium. I've been to the outside of it, and it's really cool. Apparently, there's a rugby match coming up next weekend that's only like $40, but I don't know anything about rugby, so I don't really want to go watch rugby.
So those random things are always really cool to go to.
I know, but
the stadiums are a lot more open, and the security is a lot less down. Like the only experience I'm testing to right now is whenever I went for the unveiling of the scoreboards when they had the Carrie Underwood concert and the men's national team played like Uruguay or some shit.
Yeah.
But I was able to go places I had never been able to go before, going to the football games and like the touchdown club and all that shit. So events like that, it's a lot more relaxed. So that'd be really cool. And you could care less about rugby. So for $40, you could really go and
just go tour the stadium.
Stadium. Yeah. I mean, the tours are probably fucking $80 at least.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So you could walk around yourself. Rugby matches last like 2 hours. So you got a good 2 hours to go look around SoFi.
Yeah. Cause I don't know shit about rugby. I would not be, that's the one sport that I don't watch. That's the one sport I don't know. I really tried. I bought a rugby game for PlayStation. Still sucked at it. But, maybe if I do, I'll take some pictures. I'll show you guys. We'll see what's up. But
we do need to get some fucking new pictures for the pod.
I got a cool new phone, so it's got 3 cameras on it apparently, so I can take some good pictures. Maybe I don't know. We rely on Eddie to take the picture from this last one. Was a new picture though.
Yeah, I saw that
Richie Grant picture. So yeah, that's good. We're doing stuff. So let's move on to basketball. Basketball is finally in the playoffs, or about to be after this week, but the teams are pretty much getting locked in. And the Suns decided tonight that they don't want the number 1 seed. They were like, "Thanks, Jazz. We're happy you lost last night, but we don't give a fuck." And so they got outscored 30-18 in the fourth quarter and ended up losing by 4 points to the Warriors, even though Steph had a cold day. So it looks like they want to face the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, obviously, the Suns, I don't think, lost on purpose, but do you think that 2 seed is going to end up being the Lakers, or do you think the Dubs have that 1 game in them that they can just continue to do their thing? And Maybe
Yeah,
we
no,
win.
I think it could end up being the Dubs, which would fit perfectly for you guys.
Yeah,
Your perimeter defense and all that stuff. But no, it looks like the Knicks might be able to knock out the Lakers again tonight to keep bringing them down.
I know, but
They're
they're
in
gonna be
overtime.
playing in that 7 game.
Yeah,
It's not official, but it should be the Lakers and either the Dubs or the Grizzlies. If it's the Grizzlies, the Lakers will win. But if the Lakers have to face us, that's literally our worst nightmare. They out of the entire 10 teams that look like they're going to make the playoffs, that's the worst matchup for the Suns. So to get that in the first round would be absolutely terrible. DeAndre Ayton just should not even play if we do that because Anthony Davis makes him look like a child, and Ayton just does not understand how to defend Anthony Davis. So I'm really hoping that somebody upsets them in the tournament thingy, at least the first game. Let them get the 8 seed. I don't care about that, but I don't want to see them in the 7 seed facing the Suns. That's my worst fear. I wanted them to get up to the 6 seed to face the Clippers, but that's why I think they're losing. I think they're losing on purpose. I think LeBron took an extra day again on purpose. I don't think they want the 6 seed because if they face the Clippers, they're going to get swept. It's not even going to be a challenge.
yeah, yeah. I agree with that. The Clippers, for the Suns, I'm not too scared, but you guys still have a chance, don't you guys? There's like 8 games left, right?
There's 3 games left,
Oh shit!
and we're
Oh,
2
yeah.
games back. So, I mean, we do have the tiebreaker if they fall off a cliff, but we really needed to win this one. So,
yeah, I can't go and see their games right here from this stupid ass app.
we have the Spurs. We have back-to-back against the Spurs.
And they've been hot.
And then the Jazz, it finished with the Kings, which that's what I was looking at. I was like, the Jazz can definitely lose to the Kings, but we needed to still win out so that they only had to lose 1 game. Now they have to lose 2 games, and it's going to be tough. But
yeah,
I think they face Portland. We face Portland and then 2 San Antonio games. I think they face Portland and 2 Kings games, maybe something like that.
yeah.
So.
And Portland's in, so I mean, I could definitely. Dame's not going to rest. Is CJ still hurt?
Well, they're still fighting for the top 6 though. So yeah, CJ's I think hurt the rest of the season, or like everything. But yeah, they're still fighting to finish outside of that play-in. Unless the Lakers lose tonight, then maybe they'll have it clinched. I don't really know, but looking at these, are you able to have the standings up?
No, I have the standings. I'm just not able to see the team's last couple games.
Right. So we're gonna look at it as if it's kind of almost official. Obviously, next week we'll be able to even tell the results of the play-in game. But if these play-ins are the way they are right now, it's the Lakers and Dubs, and then Memphis and Spurs, and then obviously the way they do the winner and loser and blah blah blah. I'm with you on the fact that the Warriors could potentially get that 1 game win. Steph can go off for 40, 50, 60, whatever he needs to do. And if LeBron's working into form. But do you see the Lakers losing twice in a row? The second game, of course, would be against either Memphis or San Antonio.
I do, especially if it's going to be Memphis or even San Antonio, the way they've been playing hot as shit. Because the Lakers haven't had their complete lineup since 2 months ago.
Yeah,
they've been just picking and popping. Anthony Davis and LeBron haven't played together in a week and a half, 2 weeks now since AD.
Well, they only played like 1 game.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They're not. I could definitely see it against a team who like the Grizzlies or San Antonio, especially San Antonio, who's been playing out of their mind right now.
Right.
But these 2 teams have been playing with the same rotations. They know what they're doing. They know what they want out of their teams. And the Lakers are just picking and spotting players and doing what they can and pretty much just playing pickup basketball. I mean, I know they have their set plays and stuff and they know what rotations they want to run, right, but it's not their full complete roster that they're used to playing with. And if they do end up having AD and LeBron, they're not used to playing with each other right now on the court, and that can cause a lot of turnovers and stupid ass fouls, and that'd be awesome.
And we both said that they're not the same team as they were last year. Everybody's talking about how they got better. I don't think they got better. I can't imagine how they got better. So, yeah, I definitely am not scared of them coming out of the West and winning it. I just don't want them to face the Suns in the first round because because if AD turns it on. But if they lose that first game, if they lose both games, I'm happy. Get them out of the playoffs again. Let LeBum go argue about being the GOAT while he's watching the playoffs from his couch. So that's what I hope. I think the Warriors are the hottest team out of those four, though. I mean, I know the Spurs are playing hot, but the things that Curry is doing in a one-game little play-in thing, they're the scariest team by far. But they won't win a series. I think the Lakers are the only team that could win a series. Maybe the Grizzlies, if they got a chip on their shoulder since they got screwed out of the tournament last year, or out of the thing last year. So they're going to be pretty scary.
The Lakers are the most dominant, like, scary force coming out of this play-in series. I mean, they're probably inevitably going to end up in it. I kind of turned it off. I don't know what happened in the
they are down 1 in overtime, 51 seconds left. At least that's what mine says. But yeah. I mean, they should still be in it anyway, because they would have to win out and have Portland and Dallas lose. Or I guess
they're up 3 now. No, that was back.
But yeah, so they're the scariest. If Dallas or Portland falls to it, then they're the scariest. Like, we can literally just plug and play whichever team ends up being that seed. Yeah. But yeah, I'm with you. I think the Warriors could easily get it. That'd be awesome if they get that 7 spot, because we would end up beating them. So let's move over to the East, and we got a clincher. Michael Jordan has clinched the playoffs once again. Charlotte got the clinch. They are not in the playoffs, but in that play-in tournament. And Boston is reeling, dude. They lost Jaylen Brown. They just aren't good, except Jason Tatum, it looks like. So as it stands right now, Boston would be facing Charlotte for that little winner takes 7th seed. And then Indiana and Washington are the other 2 teams. I can definitely see Boston just going 0-2 and getting the hell out of here. What about you?
Yeah, for sure. The Wizards, if they end up playing the Wizards, they're fucked. And real quick, did you see Taco go in the bag the other night?
Yeah.
He came in with the cross.
It was slow as hell, but it looked slow just because he's like
it was literally
7'6".
just like that. He went, bah, whew, Yeah. It was awesome. But yeah, that team has no, like, when Taco's out there, getting 12 minutes, it's not good. Kimba's not even playing that much because he's not needed. They're better without him right now.
Right.
And yeah, that team's just falling apart. I'm fine with it. I fucking hate the Celtics. Yeah. It just sucks, really, for coach. Can't remember his name right now. Oh man.
Brad Stevens.
Yeah, Brad Stevens. He's a really, really, really good coach. And with what Danny Ainge has been doing, and just with all these free agent trades and acquisitions and all this stuff, he's stuck picking up the pieces every single year, trying to figure out a new offense for these guys. And I don't know what Danny Ainge is doing. When he has a couple years with the same guys, we see what he was able to do a couple years ago. 5 years ago now, almost being able to deteriorate us from winning a ring. So yeah, I feel bad for him, but I don't give 2 craps about Boston. But I really do see Russ has been fine. I mean, he missed that game winner last night, or the night before last. But I can definitely see the Wizards making a run and winning a series in the playoffs. The Pacers, not too much. What's his name?
Domantas Sabonis.
Sabonis and LeVert.
Oh yeah,
LeVert. He's been going off for them too, and they're really good. But they don't have enough, as Barkley would. They don't have enough Joes. No, they have too many Joes.
Yeah.
I forgot what he said, how it was supposed to go, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. They don't have enough A tier players to be able to face it, but just with the Wizards and Russ and Bill, they could definitely scare the shit out of the East. The East fucking sucks this year.
Well, but the problem is the top 2 seeds are Philly and Brooklyn. So whichever team makes it out of there is going to have a tough time. I think the league wants Charlotte. They love LaMelo Ball. He's not going to be able to win Rookie of the Year. We can talk about that in a second. He might still win it because voters love him, but he shouldn't, in my opinion. But we'll talk about that in a second. But they want that LaMelo Ball picture. They have not got to get Zion in yet, no matter how much they are trying. So they're going to try on the other side with LaMelo, and the East is a little bit easier. So I think Charlotte makes it in. I could definitely see Washington being that other team as long as Bill can come back from that hamstring and be fine. If you got triple-double Westbrook going with 35 from Beal, it's going to be a really tough game, especially in a one-off, like I said. You're not going to be able to make those adjustments to really beat them yet. But a series against Philly or Brooklyn is a wrap for any of those 4 teams, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. I mean, even the fucking Knicks and the Hawks who are playing out of their mind right now.
Right.
But
or the Heat even. I mean, they're playing out of their mind too.
Yeah, but the Heat suck this year. Like they've been playing good. That's Jimmy B and Spoelstra, bro. And Bam.
And Duncan Robinson, bro, he's fucking lighting it up.
That game he had like 32 points in the game I went to watch.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah, but he's showing why he was the G League MVP a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that team is just grit, bro. All grit.
Yeah.
They're not flashy at all. They're just work their ass off and get their buckets. But whoever runs into Philly, it's going to be Philly and the Nets at the end, I feel like.
Yeah.
But even then, I think Philly is going to end up being on top just because of how insane they are in their defensive production right now. And what we're used to is empty possessions from them, just dumb shots. Tobias Harris going a foot inside and putting it up fucking when he could have just splashed it from 3. Right. You have Joel Embiid with a stupid turnovers because he's trying to get 20 points in the 4th quarter. But Tobias is gone, and Joel's much smarter than he was in crunch time a couple of years ago when it was all on him. And it's not all on him anymore. They got a good bit of people. And when you have a Curry on your team, anything can happen.
It's true. Yeah, and he's playing like it too. He had that stretch where he was better than Steph for a little while. Like he's ridiculous. And then so they have we can shift over to awards, but I want to talk about one other team. But yeah, they have the probable defensive player of the year. They have Joel Embiid, who was an MVP candidate for a long time. So they definitely have what's there, and they are easily the best defensive team as a whole. Like you said, it's not even close. But the last team, the team that was underachieving in the playoffs the last couple of years because they've been the best team, much like how the Heatles were when they were the best team every year and only won like 2 championships out of it. But Milwaukee, they're now not the best team in the league anymore. They're still close. They're still right there. They're the 3rd seed. They're only like a game behind Brooklyn, but they're more middling. They're not the number 1 defensive team like they have been in the past. Do you think them flying under the radar can give them an even better chance, or is when it comes down to a 7-game series, they're just going to put a wall in front of Giannis and it's game over?
Yeah, pretty much. And that's the only thing with the Bucks. They need to go out and get another score, like a perimeter score. They need to go and get somebody like a Seth Curry that can go up and just throw up 30 out of fucking nowhere. Or they should have traded to get fucking JJ Redick and to keep his fucking playoff streak going, or to start another playoff streak. Yeah, he lost it started another one going, and or to even just have one. I think he still only has that 1 year last year. I forgot what team he got traded to, but they need more on the perimeter. They're stuck with just Giannis and all down low. 20 years ago, that team was fucking winning 5 rings.
Oh yeah.
But nowadays, it's not going to happen. Every team puts up a wall. I don't give a fuck if the Cavs snuck in the fucking 7th seed and they had to end up playing the Bucks. There's a good chance that we could end up getting three games off of them and then winning in the 7th game. Just for the simple fact that we're going to throw Hardenstein in or whatever the fuck his name is over Kevin Love and just put up a fucking wall and say, bro, you got to score from 15 feet out.
Right.
And it's not going to happen, and they're going to put up 80 points and we'll win a couple by fucking 5 or 6. So yeah, I don't think the Bucks have a shot. It's the Sixers to lose, really. The Nets, they're just more on flash. They're more on hoping that they can put up 130 and stop the other team from putting up 140. And the Sixers right now can consistently put up 120 on average.
And also allow like 100.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy to think a good defensive game is allowing 100. But
KD is going to have to be the KD on the Warriors during their playoff runs.
Yeah.
On crack cocaine. Like he's going to have to do way more than that for them. James Harden, we all know. He
Hopefully he turns the clock or turns the thing to only assist. Hopefully he says, I want to get 30 assists a game. I don't rely on me because you know I suck in the playoffs.
Kyrie's made of glass, so if he goes 100% in any of those games, he's probably going to pull something or twist something or sprain something. So yeah, KD is going to have to go off. And more than anything we've ever seen, he's going to have to prove that he's the best scorer of all time if they end up in a series against the 76ers, because the 76ers, have everything in their bag. They have
Yeah,
perimeter, they have post players, and their defense is absolutely insane. And their coaching right now is impeccable.
true. Very true. And I still say, like, I know you said they're just grit and no stars like always, but watch out for Miami to make another run, because if they have to face Milwaukee in the first round, they can easily beat Milwaukee. All right,
Oh
say
yeah,
easily. And then if they would end up having to face Brooklyn, and Brooklyn could have that super team hiccup that every super team has, and you could just see right away, like, under the radar, a Miami versus Philly Eastern Conference Finals, and hey, anything could happen. So don't sleep
yeah,
on Miami either. They definitely have a chance, and they
yeah.
have
I
the
mean,
best coach in my opinion in the East for sure. So
oh yeah, and we saw last year in the finals, like yeah, the other team was way more talented, but Miami's not going to make it easy on you.
yeah,
Like, you're really going to have to challenge yourself and show up and get that championship.
for
It's going to
sure.
be. It might be easier for you to put the ball in the basket whenever you're able to get the basket up than most of the players on the Heat team, but
Right.
it's going to be hard to get that shot that you want.
Absolutely. All right, so let's talk a little bit about awards. I don't have who's favorited or
Oh shit.
who's doing what. I'm just gonna kind of spit off what I can think of, and then we'll kind of get out of here. But um, the first question that needs to be asked is Rookie of the Year. Um, Edwards is played pretty much every game. Did he do well enough to beat LaMelo Ball, who only got to play like 46 games or whatever, but
No,
was the better guy? So you still go
no,
with Ball?
yeah.
No,
Ball
I go
got
with
injured.
Edwards, man.
He hasn't done anything, dude. He's not productive. That team didn't change with him in the game. Whenever those 20 games that Lamelo started, they won like 12 of them, and
Yeah.
they looked really good. Every game that he came into, he made a factor, and he had a couple of buzzer beaters. I got highlights of him fucking with his dishes at the end of games, sparking fourth quarters to end up with the victories. And the only thing you've seen from Anthony Edwards is fucking posterizing people every once in a while. And you haven't seen anything from the Timberwolves this year
Well, they
whatsoever.
did improve. I mean, they're not last place anymore.
It's hard not to when they were fucking tanking last year. Yeah, you're right.
True.
They did
But
improve when they weren't
they
fucking trying
have
to tank.
22
Hey,
wins right now. I think they had like
shout out to
9
the
last year.
Magic real quick for fucking up their tanking. The Cavs know how to tank. We're good at it. But shout out to we started too late. The Pistons ended up beating us out at it.
Well,
I
Houston
feel
ended with the lowest
Yeah,
thing, I think.
yeah, we just totally fucked up. We were doing good, but shout out to the Magic for not really knowing how to tank. They traded their players and still ended
And
up
then
winning.
started winning.
And still ended up winning like their fucking first 4 out of 6 games without their star players. But yeah, shout out to them real quick. But yeah, it. I don't know.
I have Edwards. I
It,
think his numbers are good enough. Yeah,
it,
he's not the storyline. Yeah, he's not the highlight reel, but his
but like you
numbers
just
are
shouted out,
solid.
Charlotte's in the playoffs. They've
That
secured their
helps for
spot.
sure. Yeah.
And that's pretty much a testament to LaMelo Ball. I mean, they thought they were going to be there 2 years ago when they got Scary Terry, and that didn't happen. So yeah, it's got to be LaMelo just for the fact, like, yeah, he did get injured. He can't do anything about that. But when he was in, he made a difference, and his team's in the playoffs because of him.
All
Anthony
right.
Edwards is going home because that organization sucks. And yeah, he gave us some cool highlights, but that doesn't make you the
I think Edwards gets it. I think it's going to be close. It would not have been close if LaMelo played all the games. It wouldn't have even been a topic for discussion. But I think it'll be close.
But how
And
about
sadly,
Wiseman?
Wiseman got hurt, so we couldn't.
Yeah, but how about him? Even if he was in there, the way that team's been playing right now, what is he? He's just going to be sitting around looking like Zaza, fucking trying to
The
get.
thing
Booker.
is he started to look good before the injury, and the Warriors were shit. And as soon as he got injured, the Warriors started popping off. So
Because they started going
makes
back
it
to that
look
old
like
school.
like he's not very good, or not even not very good, but just that big people are not a thing. You don't need big people anymore.
Yeah, and when they started when, like, even if it was a 5-day thing, right? The 2 games right after his injury, they started going off. Steph started looking like old Steph, and they were putting up fucking 53s a game. So all Wiseman's going to sit there and do is maybe put up 12 and 20 games, and that could have definitely got him Rookie of the Year with LaMelo getting injured. But with him getting injured, and when he comes in next year, I don't think on that team he's going to be the guy that he was at Memphis, except for jumping up and grabbing boards. Like,
that's all they want from him, though.
Yeah, but they're not going to want him to
back.
get.
It'll be
they're not gonna want him to bring it back down and bully people like he's used to and just fucking whamming. No, you get that fucking board and pass it out. 3's better than 2 all day long. Let's win 160 to fucking 95.
Yep. You figure out if number 30 or number 11 are open, and then you hit the right one, and that's all you got to do.
Exactly. So if he wouldn't have got injured, I really do feel like it would have been Wiseman for the way they've been playing for the last 30 games because of what he's able to do. And he would have just been gobbling up boards and putting up dunks and getting a good 10, 20 games very frequently.
All right. Well, I say Edwards, you say Ball. We'll see in a week. I don't know actually when the awards come out. We'll probably be able to talk about it again. I have no
in
clue.
June. Well, that's what it was fucking on the normal.
Oh, yeah, because they do it after the whole thing now, right? And they do a big ass ceremony and all that stupid stuff.
So it was in June. So we're going to be waiting a minute now.
Yeah, right. Well, let's talk about what's next. MVP. It's got to be Jokic now, right? Everybody else that was trying to be storyline freaking heroes fell off the map. Yeah. Jokic lost his boy Murray and got better the same way that Curry got better. Or do you think that Curry or Embiid, I guess, who's still around, can steal it from Jokic?
No, it's Jokic's. At the beginning of the season, the two latter people were not even in the picture, and Jokic was kind of like the third person talked about, and he's stayed around and he's worked his way up, and in the last 3 weeks he's just been balling and kept his team away from having to play a really, really shitty first round matchup.
Well, they still probably have to face a really shitty first round matchup, but well, maybe not. I mean, Portland or Dallas is fine. Everything's shitty in the Western Conference, but
they could have been having to play you or the Jazz, which would have really fucking sucked. So they were able to get out of that predicament, and that's all to Jokic. I mean, besides Jamal Murray, they don't really have too much on that team, but he's still sitting there, slowing down the offense and picking and popping, and he's the coach on the floor.
Yeah.
When Jamal Murray went down, if they didn't have Jokic, if they had another star that wasn't able to handle the rock the way he is and just sit there at the free throw line with his back turned and just figure out what the fuck he wants to do and see what he wants to do and do it the way Jokic is able to do, that team would have been falling off and they would probably be playing in to go sit home on the couch.
And it definitely helped to get Aaron Gordon because if they would have lost Jamal Murray without Aaron Gordon, Jokic wouldn't have been able to do his thing. But to be able to really showcase the slashing ability of Gordon with the passing ability of Jokic, it's just unbelievable. So he benefited.
And it's crazy how these people just sit there when Jokic is sitting there at the free throw elbow and Gordon's out fucking at the wing, how these guys really just turn their back to Jokic and let Gordon flash all day long.
Every single time.
And I don't understand it either. I watched the last half the other night. I forget who they were playing, but it was on like 3 straight possessions. Dude brought it down the court, lobbed it into Jokic, and he just waited and fucking slung that bitch 3 straight times.
Well, that's the thing is he's so patient. Like when they do their pick and roll with Murray and him, they'll set the pick like 3 or 4 times because they'll set it. It won't work. They're like, all right, let's just try it again. Set it. It don't work. All right, and they just keep doing it. And Jokic is so good and patient that he doesn't force a shot like a lot of the people do. After it didn't work the second time, they'd be just trying to force up a shot, and he doesn't do it. He's like, all right, I'll just wait again.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks with Jamal Murray not being there, I mean, it might be good with Aaron Gordon being there, but the athleticism in the post is not too hot right now. So when they do get DeAndre Ayton and fucking they have to deal with Rudy Gobert, and if they do have to deal with AD, that's definitely going to be a problem, not being able to put it out to Jamal Murray and the perimeter and do his thing.
Yeah.
To kind of space it out.
Absolutely. So we both have Jokic. I think it's going to be Jokic in a landslide now that all these other guys are getting injured and he's the only one, basically the last man standing. Who do you think gets the 3 invites? Do they still do the 3 invites? Because I mean, Chris Paul is up there now too. He's not going to win it. He shouldn't win it, but maybe he can sneak in to get an invite over like the LeBrons and the people that got injured.
Yeah, no, I feel like they will still do the 3 invites. It's going to be Giannis out of the West?
It'll be Jokic, Curry, and then somebody else. I mean, they'll just.
But I don't see them having 3 people out of the West.
Really?
Up for MVP. Yeah, and so
Embiid then maybe.
I don't see Curry. I see if they were going to, it'd be Curry or CP3, and yet like he was hurt. Right, for like two weeks, or no?
Paul? No, I don't think so.
I think that was just in the video game. Whenever I got traded, he was hurt. Yeah, that's right. But no, he's been doing his thing, and like you were getting annoyed with every time he would close out the fourth quarter and get the dub, that they're acting like the Suns weren't 8-0 in the play-in tournament last year and
Right.
almost made it in without him. But no, he's definitely turned that team into somebody who is scared to play, and not even only that. Monty started it last year with the confidence, like, you guys can beat every fucking team in this league. This play-in tournament, we're not gonna fucking lose. And then when CP3 shows up, and we all know CP3 he's that UCLA dude who's gonna fucking pull your chin up every time.
Yeah. Right.
If you're trying to fight for that last rep and CP3's in the weight room, you're gonna finish that last rep. You might have to put that bitch on your chest and wait 5 minutes, but he's not gonna pick that set up for you and put it down. You're gonna finish that last rep. And that's just who CP3 is. And yeah, Steph came back and he had to show out for his team to have a chance. They were too late in the tanking, so they had to do something.
To try.
They didn't want to waste another year. So yeah, Steph had to show out, and that's just what Steph does. We're used to that. And I mean, that's not a knock on him, but that is a knock on his MVP case. And CP3 is fucking 86 years old and coming out and turning the Suns, who barely missed the playoffs last year, into being almost the top seed.
Yeah. I hope they give it to Paul over Curry too, but I think the Curry just what have you done for me lately kind of thing might.
So I can see it. It'll definitely probably end up being Jokic, Paul, and Embiid out for the top three.
So before we move on, what do you say, Eddie? Actually,
man.
Well, I said before we move on to like more things. Eddie texted me a really cool thing, in my opinion. Because not that Curry needed it in my eyes, he might have needed it in your eyes. I know you hate Curry. This is going to add another scoring title to his legacy, unless Bill drops like 80 on the last day. And then in which case Curry will probably just drop 80 right back. So another scoring title on his resume, as long as he continues to not suck. How does that affect his legacy? Do people finally stop shit talking him after? Because it's been a few years since he's been quote unquote good. Are they finally like, oh wait, yeah, no, he is good.
And for the records that he's breaking and the streak that he went on, what was it? Not April. Was it April?
Yeah, April.
The streak that he went on, and now he's 33s behind Ray Allen, or 200 threes behind Ray Allen to break the record in 600 less games.
Right.
In 5 less years? That's fucking insane to think about. And especially that Ray Allen played until he was about 40, chasing them rings. And he made a lot of threes in Miami to extend his record. But Steph to do that, it's time to shut up. I was one of those people back in the early 2000 or mid 2000s, talking shit, saying, look at he's getting fucking lucky. He's just doing this every fucking time.
Right.
It's muscle memory. It's not fucking talent. His dad was a coach. He sat in the gym a lot and learned his fucking stroke. And he's short, so he figured out where to fucking flop it or where nobody can get to it. So he just fucking pops that bitch up and skies it. It's fucking luck. No, he's done the shit a lot, and he knows where to fucking shoot the ball when he has even a 6'10" Jokic in his face on a switch up.
Yeah.
And he still splashes the shit. So it's time to give him respect. And even if the fans don't, because a lot of the knock on him is because of what Golden State did back in the day and how they came out of nowhere with all their draft picks. But it's not even that, I don't think, where most basketball fans knock Golden State. I think it's the fans. The Golden State fans that showed up out of fucking nowhere. That were always LA fans or even Kings fans, or not Kings fans. No, is it? No. What's the other California team?
Sacramento's the other California team.
Yeah, Sacramento. I don't know why I was thinking Texas. But yeah, so in Sacramento, but nobody's a fucking Golden State fan. Nobody was ever a Golden State fan. Nobody was ever going to be mad that the motherfuckers wanted to move across the bay.
Right.
And become the San Francisco fucking Warriors. Nobody ever cared until the mid 2010s. And that's why I think a lot of people knock Steph, is because of all the fans that just miraculously showed up when they were good.
Yeah, I think people really hate all the after waves that came because of him. So let's move on to Defensive Player of the Year. There's really only two people. I don't know who they would invite for a third person. So you got Rudy Gobert and Ben Simmons. Is it Rudy Gobert again in your eyes, or did Ben do enough?
Well, can I say Bam?
You could say Bam. You're going to be wrong.
He's been doing great these last fucking 20, 30 games. Like, he's one of the reasons that the Heat are doing so good offensively and defensively. And
right.
I'm going to throw Bam in that fucking ring.
All right.
I'm doing it.
I think it's going to be Ben Simmons. I think voter fatigue is going to get to Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
He's the best defensive player. It's just a thing, and it comes with his like 12-foot arms that he has. But yeah, when you win it enough, we've seen it before. We've seen it with a lot of different awards. When you win it enough, you're not going to win it again. So I think Ben Simmons gets it. But I mean, Bam would be good. Anthony Davis would be there if he wasn't injured for a whole season. But yeah, so all right, cool. I hope that Bam shows up and pulls the thing out of it. I'd rather see him win than freaking Ben Simmons.
Same.
But, all right, sixth man. Not really sure. I don't know six men.
The only one I know about right now is Jordan Clarkson, because that's my guy, and he's been showing the fuck out for the Jazz.
How is Lou Williams doing? Is he still around?
No, he's not. Magic City got to him. No, so
is he even a sixth man anymore?
He might not be, actually. That might be why the fucking Hawks are doing so good this year.
Right.
But no, it's pretty much Jordan Clarkson and Montrezl Harrell again, from what I've been hearing. But Jordan Clarkson, last week he had like 35 points and hit the dagger at the end of the game.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's
a baller, dude.
Dude, yeah, he's a really good compliment for that team, and for him to be playing the way he has been, that's one of the reasons. I mean, can't forget about Spida and fucking, what's the other fuckface, Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles, he doesn't even start anymore, so he could be up in the sixth man too, I think. I don't know what he's been doing, but he's a great fucking player that doesn't start anymore. Right. So yeah, maybe even Joe Ingles. But Jordan Clarkson, I think he's probably averaging like 18 points a game this season. That's just me thinking.
I'm just gonna say, because it's a game that I watched tonight, and I don't even know, he was coming off the bench tonight. I don't know how often he comes off the bench, but I'm gonna throw Tyler Hero out there. He came off the bench tonight and scored like 28 points. I don't know how often he has come off the bench, but I know he's an offensive just microwave. So if he is eligible to be considered a bench guy, I think his hat might be in the ring too, because he's a bucket. You know that.
Let's see. All right, I just pulled up this list.
Okay.
From CBS. Is this year? April 28th this came out.
Okay.
So we have Jordan Clarkson. Oh yeah, 17.4 points per game.
Nice.
Not too off on that one. Montrezl Harrell. So yeah, the shit I saw on ESPN was right. Montrezl Harrell, but he's only at 14 points a game, but 6 rebounds. Shake Milton for Philly. I guess they've been doing good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Joe Ingles.
He has
13 points a game right now.
It's like we pay attention somewhat.
Right? Dario Saric is up there.
Nice. Yeah, I forget he comes off the bench mostly now.
And that's CBS's top 5 race for sixth man of the year as of April 28th, which a lot has changed in almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. So the top 5 from NBA.com, so whoever wrote this writes for NBA.com, is number 5, Carmelo Anthony. That would be fun if he won it. Number 4, Derrick Rose. Number 3, Tim Hardaway Jr. I don't know what he's doing. Then Joe Ingles, number 2, and he has Jordan Clarkson, number 1 as well. So looks like both of the people we found has Jordan Clarkson. So probably going to be Jordan Clarkson.
What is this? I don't care. All right, so this NBA one is number 10, Gallinari.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I looked at. I just counted the top 5. That's
all right, so you had to go to next and next and next and next.
But I was on my computer and on my phone, so it was a lot easier.
All right, cool. So they got Jordan Clarkson, number
Yeah.
one?
So I guess we're gonna go with Jordan Clarkson as a podcast because it seems like he's the one doing it. How
Fuck
about
yeah,
one
look at me.
that we don't know even more so? Most improved player. Have anybody for that? Who's back from an injury? Kevin Durant?
Derrick Rose, bro. Let's go Derrick Rose. Since he got traded to New York, he's definitely
stepped up.
Been on another level. The other night he had a game winner, and went in his bag and fucking beat the dude real quick, stopped, turned around, faked him, and then hit his fucking drive hook thing he liked to do back in the day, and daggered it.
What about the guy that's benefited the most from Derrick Rose, Julius Randle? I don't know what his stats were last year, but he definitely wasn't an all NBA caliber player. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, he's probably definitely is it. But I don't know, man. Derrick Rose, I think he hasn't won it. Lou Williams, no, Pascal got it last year, right?
Yeah.
When Derrick Rose
to be able to be an MVP and then a most improved player, that would be hilarious.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you would want to look at that, but it is 11 years apart.
And he had
a horrific injury.
He's definitely not improved from his MVP season, but yeah, I mean, if you're looking over what he's done recently, he's definitely one of the most improved. Lonzo even could be on there. He started looking pretty good, but they suck still, so I doubt that would happen. And then Coach of the Year, can Steve Nash get it? Is it Steve Nash? I think it's Quinn Snyder with the Jazz. It's got to be, in my opinion. I don't know, Philly maybe,
Monty?
But yeah, Monty could, but everybody's gonna. Chris Paul's gonna win Coach of the Year. What are you talking about? No, Utah was a surprise. Phoenix was a surprise, but everybody was hyping up the Chris Paul addition was going to make us get into the playoffs. Nobody thought we would be the number 2 seed. Exactly. But Utah came out from jump. From the beginning of the season, they were the best team, and the entire season they've been the best team. So I would give it to him. But hopefully Monty, that'd be awesome.
I'm gonna give it to Monty.
Cool. I would gladly accept that. We'll get the MVP invite from Chris Paul. We'll get the Dario Saric 6th Man of the Year and the Monty Williams Coach of the Year. And then Finals MVP Devin Booker is going to come out and say, you guys forgot my award, and he's going to win the Finals MVP. That's how it's going to go down.
That'd be dope if y'all won, bro. Could you imagine if we would have put when we were in Vegas on the 2021 NBA championship for the Suns, how much money $100 would have got us?
I know. We looked, or I looked at least. I didn't look seriously, though. I was just looking to be like, oh, look, I could do it on the Suns.
We should definitely start making a Vegas a yearly trip.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can definitely just drive there whenever I want. So it'd be up to you guys to find the money. I can just one tank of gas and I'm there. So
this is true.
And all right, so that's pretty much all the awards that I know of. That's all the basketball that we want to talk about. Is there another sport or anything else before we get to our little closing whatever?
Shout out to the guy who did this.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
that definitely
looks. Let's see if I can bring it up a little bit. I'm moving. Oh, no.
And shout out to the Nipsey. Shout out to your freaking baseball. But
yeah, let's look at it. That looks just like us. It's awesome.
Yeah,
and we got Nip. Yeah,
looks just like Nip.
Yeah, and it has the whole RIP down here.
Nice.
And it has all his tattoos, and it's just fucking awesome. Yeah, I love the fair. It was awesome. South Florida Fair is dope. It's a lot better than the Putnam County Fair. That's for goddamn sure.
That's not surprising.
But yeah, you alluded to something that we could wrap on. So
absolutely. So last week we shouted out DK Metcalf and following your dreams. What's up?
Wait, we didn't even mention. Damn, nobody ever listens to the end. Nobody is going to know that Fernando Tatis Jr. got COVID.
Dude, so I just saw the headline that said Tatis test positive, and I was like, yeah, fuck him. I knew that shit. And so I clicked it, and it was COVID. I was like, oh, whatever. I was
had to be something.
Oh
my God.
But yeah, who
that
cares?
sucks. Hopefully he's good. I mean,
hopefully the Dodgers can figure out how to win. They suck, dude. I don't even watch baseball. I'm like you last year when Boston started losing. You were like, fuck baseball.
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer's pissed. Everybody's pissed. But yeah, anyway, last week we shouted out DK Metcalf for chasing his dreams, and he did it. He chased his dreams. He lost in the Olympics. Well, J. Cole is also chasing his dreams. He said he wanted to be a basketball player. People laughed at him. They just said, oh, he's got a lot of money, so he gets to put on these dumb videos. He put on like a tryout video where he was shooting, playing one-on-one against like KD and shit. And did you spill your beer? That sucks.
Nope, dropped my phone.
Oh, that's fine. And so now he's stepping up to the plate. He's not just trying to get his riches to buy him a spot in the NBA as like a 15th man. He's going to actually go play. He's playing for Team Rwanda in the African League. That I think it's the one that's just starting up or whatever that the NBA is trying to start up. So that's really cool. Yeah, go play, dude. Go try out at least. So yeah, so J. Cole's going to try out. I hope he actually makes it. I hope he gets to be a starter. But regardless, man, to go across the country, to head to Africa, I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how popular you are. I don't care who loves you or whatever. That is a hard trip. That is a change in lifestyle big time. And so to go over there and chase your dreams when you've really been successful is probably even harder because he's realized his dreams and now he's got more dreams. So shout out to J. Cole. Be like J. Cole. Continue to go out there. Find your dreams. Chase your dreams. Doesn't matter what level your dream is. Go get it. And as always, be a stud, not a scrub.